Now I hope we should be able to finish this game today. I did a little poking around last night, trying to refresh myself of anything I probably missed during the story. Trying to decide if we want to go with Phineas or the board, who we really want to decide with. And I think I ultimately decided, I think we're going to side with Phineas and bring down the board. I've mostly been kind of going with these little corporations and whatnot. But ultimately, I was kind of brought in to assist Phineas and resurrect the entire Hope. So that's what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead, side with him, and resurrect the Hope.
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret.
Because apparently the whole idea why they abandoned the Hope to begin with, turn my volume, why they abandoned the Hope to begin with was because they lack resources. But who knows, maybe if they bring those people back, they'll gain enough resources. Those people building the world and whatnot. Okay. But remember, I had a little bit more to it than that. But we will see. We're gonna side with Phineas. The whole thing still conflicting is he does have a sizable bounty on our head and the board can pay good. But who knows? We have more people in the colonies, there'll be more work for us.
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me.
I found your chemicals in the ministry. The board was testing them on human subjects.
Human test subjects? Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board.
I had to let the subjects die, but I brought back all the chemicals.
Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human lives. Those poor people, they must have died in agony. What exactly was the board trying to accomplish?
The board was trying to mitigate damage to human tissue during the revival process.
You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're nowhere close to solving that problem. Something about this feels wrong. I don't know why the board would ever conduct such an experiment, unless they're working on some kind of hibernation technology. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost. After years of fruitless experimentation, they've made exactly zero progress.
Colony's on the verge of collapse. The board's been trying to cover it up.
I know. I've suspected as much for years. Of course, I don't expect the board to do a thing about it. They've been driving our colony to the brink of destruction for decades. The board's mismanagement put our colony on the road to collapse. If we don't put a stop to them, thousands of colonists are going to die.
It's worse, the chairman's planning on freezing every worker in Halcyon.
Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse, and the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space just to make room in their hibernation chambers.
Need to think about this. There's nothing we can do.
Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope.
There's a way. It's not even to say, but we get the Hope into the system.
Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab.
The Hope's probably damaged. We'll have to route the power from the Unreliable.
Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
I've got a healthy disregard for personal safety, but this sounds crazy, even to me.
Your instincts are correct. By any reasonable definition of sanity, this plan is crazy. Isn't it wonderful?
Experimental methods for killing noxious life form.
Well said. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists.
Alright, I'll do it.
I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it.
The adjutant asked me to plant a tracking signal in your lab, but I'm not going to do it.
You absolutely should.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic.
Sarcasm, the last refuge of the witless. The
Hey,
adjutant must
my
have
shtick.
sent you some kind of tracking code. If you don't use the code, she'll suspect you betrayed her. I think you should use the code and send a corrupted tracking signal. That should buy me some time.
I get it. You want to prepare.
The board's going to catch up to me sooner or later. This way I'll have time to set up some particularly nasty defenses. Use my communications terminal to corrupt the tracking signal. While the board busies themselves trying to decipher it, I'll have plenty of time to prepare my defenses.
Did I respect any resistance?
It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly intercepted me. I expect they stepped up security since my little act of larceny.
Okay, whatever.
Battery up.
Oops. Don't want to talk to you. Kill points. Up. If I know anything about endgame dialogue, there's gonna be something that's gonna allow me to sweet talk our way. Victory. Alright. everybody's also got a perk. Whew. All right. Grabbing ally. Sure. Guess that one.
Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his mental stability is... We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator. You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive.
What's gonna happen if I skip the Hope?
If your calculations are even slightly off, you could crash the entire colony ship into Terra too. Or the sun.
Or the sun. Wait, so are we gonna have an AI communicate with an AI? I don't think I don't know, let's bring Parvati. She's an engineer. See here. Logs? Oh. Okay. Hibernation storage status. Okay. Power status. $22,056 days overdue. Oh. Microwave is broken. Wait.
That ought to do her, Captain.
So they were supposed to be revived a long time ago.
New employee? About time.
Huh? I'm confused. Hello?
You know, when they posted us here, I told them there wasn't any point. Nobody would be so stupid as to fly to the ass end of the colony for this derelict. Shows how much I know. You've got about 5 seconds to tell me what you're doing here before I make you take a walk outside.
We sent to repair the reactor so it doesn't explode and take the colony out with it.
Explode? Holy shit. Alright. You'll want a uniform so my staff doesn't shoot you on sight. They're a dangerous mix of board and We've got a few extra in the old badge station to my right. Good luck.
Okay. Where's this thing? That's not it, is it? Engineer's log. One of the things isn't all cracked up before. Inside the bathrooms are the cleanest they've ever been since we left port. Oh. Oh, the identity cartridge. In here. Really? Okay.
Got your paperwork squared away?
Yes. Okay. Break. Okay. These files seems to be nonsense. Not even, there's nothing interesting. Alright. E-card for the bridge. Yes. Like that. Yep. Could have brought somebody with a lock.
Nice and easy.
Wait for the drone to pass. There we go. Who exactly am I stealing from? Why the hell not? UDL identity cartridge. Thing.
Secure error. Hope crew data not found. Identify yourself.
If your this statement is false.
Error. Paradox protection protocols have prevented me from registering your stated.
We'll do, thanks. Okay. I think. Ooh. He did not move around a ton. Can we go through that door? It doesn't look like it. Okay, good. Right there. Or key card. Terminal. Anything? No, just more logs that I'm not really. Oh, I'm gonna run out of juice. Figure out
Can you
communication.
hear me, Captain? I have successfully integrated myself into the Hope's comm systems, and am attempting to establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now. Would you like me to play a mood-suitable music selection while you travel to the bridge? Oh, sorry. File not found.
Okay. Play like the Mission
So,
Impossible.
Hollow was
scene.
rottener than a week-old boy.
Oh God! You think you get bigger?
That does it. Time for a drink?
Yikes!
Should we assign Sam for a cleanup?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna be sick.
Why? Because everything's messy. It is quite irritating. Wait, so... Oh boy. What the hell were they doing? Were they actually taking out some of the colonists? Well, some. This is a lot more than some. What the hell? They had to have been. Who cares what they were doing, though? Clearly some unholy thing. Oh. Lavender. That's what that.
Got your paperwork squared away?
No.
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him.
Okay. What heck of a view, by the way. Comms. Patch 8 is through.
Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do.
I'm ready to skip the Hope.
Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. Skipping the Hope will void the warranty on the skip drive. And also potentially kill an entire planet.
Skip the Hope. Terra 2.
Jump-starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
Fit.
In case I don't get another chance to say it, it's been interesting, Captain.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative. Skipping the Hope in 3, 2, 1.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go.
Alright, here we go. fucks up. Boom. What's up?
Oh, we are still alive and have successfully slipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Did we move? I hardly felt a thing.
Was that
Not
an
gonna have enough
attempt at
juice.
humor, Doctor? Certain levels of drollness are difficult for me to discern.
Verified. Alright, now we just need to leave. So. Maximum persuasion. Perks. Oh, and we get that achievement for raising a skill 100. Yeah. Here. I kind of like that one. After killing an enemy, your next one guaranteed a critical hit. Alright. Not that way. Not that way. Maybe it is this way. Just barely gonna make it. Oh yeah.
Make him regret it.
Wait, what?
You're hurt. Take cover.
Fucking hell. Okay. I didn't expect that to go over like that. I figured it was fine. Okay. Oops. Well, now I know what that little sneaky door on the side is. We'll go that way. Okay. Excuse me. Go back. Alright, so now that we don't get shot at. Anything else down here, wasn't there? Yeah, right there. I think. Yeet.
Captain, I am receiving a transmission. Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received from Dr. Wells.
Okay.
The board is here. They've found me somehow. They're about to blast my door open. I can't stop them from
Found
getting
you
me.
somehow?
There isn't enough time to explain.
Replace the transmitter, you
Something very
dummy.
important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me. I'll never...
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to dock at the orbital lab to check on your associate. How can I be? I'll be here.
Right then.
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I?
Congratulate myself, or shall you do the honors?
Congratulate myself?
Now we'll bring Sam. Oy, oy. Okay. Alright, being that we're this close quarters. Alright, because I died. Don't. The sniper rifle. Be my okay.
Looking for your friend? Just
God, why do you guys take so much damage?
Merlin is this unit's middle name.
Watch a pro at work! How about that? Something stronger!
Shut up!
Analysis of evidence. Wrong tool for the job.
Alright, we got him. I actually thought I was gonna die there. Oh. Boy. Oh, well, I would have been the worst idea to upgrade my stuff real quick. Reminder, mop up melted pig. Oh. Oh, I can't hack it. Shoot. Either that or look for the password, I guess. Hmm. Be something. Oh, why is it in the pig? You have been kidnapped, probably incarcerated. Of Halcyon in the prison fortress on Tartarus. If I'd already been executed for charges leveled against me, I hope the person reading this terminal will find a way to finish my work to rescue me, preferably the latter. Okay. If this is Harry Tipper, prepare an emergency care package loading a hidden panel. Unlock the panel from my terminal. Famous contest. Okay. Now what is this? His eyes only. Note, must delete entries from terminal memory, no telling who might be looking. Open to Halcyon. What's that? There. Polar dash. Earlier regeneration for long-term hibernation is a question of thermodynamics. I'm confident I can find a way to run this. I need the permission of my employers to convince them. 130 seconds. Okay. Okay, so that's just a couple of subjects. And so I'm just tracking me down. Then over find me. I'm a murderer, and they're right. I am. I regret what I've done, but I'm about to turn myself into goodness. Oh, this game meaningful. What I've done in their own. Okay. So some colonists died in his attempted revival of this terminal. Huh. Oh, okay. Wait. Oh. Oh. Arthur Snap? E. Okay. Alright, what is that gun I picked up, by the way? Okay. Good jump. Oh my.
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs.
This should be interesting.
So then I says, fine, I'll pay you back for all of it, with interest.
Nice one.
I mean, I wasn't really gonna do it. I just wanted to make him feel bad.
Perfect.
Pay you back with interest. I gotta remember that one.
Would have felt better if it had worked.
Hey. My line.
Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put it, air some concerns.
Okay.
So, Phineas got himself taken to Tartarus. That's usually a one-way trip.
Usually.
I never got to know Doc Wells. We ain't friends or crew. But he's still one of us. He's the reason the boss is up and walking right now. We can't just leave him to die in Tartarus.
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain.
Can't abandon Phineas. We have to free him if we have any hope of saving the colony.
I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior. Breaking into Tartarus will not be easy.
Well, yeah.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's the trouble. Trust me, I know.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak into Tartarus, you may be there a while. Or permanently.
Drew, what do you think about all this?
It's the craziest plan I've ever heard. And I mean that as a compliment.
You didn't hire me to think. And I ain't about to start now. You're my boss. And I'll walk into fire with you.
I think it's insane. But maybe the colony needs a healthy dose of insanity right about now.
I know it's dangerous. And I won't lie and say I'm not scared out of my wits. But I couldn't live with myself if we didn't do something.
You're asking for more than bravery from us, Captain. But there are worse ways to go than dying for a good cause. I'm in.
Let Sam get the grime out. It's what our units do best.
The entire plan is a terrible idea, but I admire your bravado, Captain, which leads me to illogically believe, against the odds, that you will be successful.
Alright. Doing it. When strap in. Wait. We'll go eventually, but we'd rather better prepare.
Are you gonna prepare? Sure. Guess I could give my ass-kicking boots another coat of polish. You got some sort of plan in mind?
No. Never had a plan and I'm not starting now, buddy.
Now that's a program.
Thinking on your feet's more important anyhow.
Yes, who needs a...
Stop looking at me. Be anxious. That, of course. We want to upgrade
The
and
repair
repair.
station is currently idle.
Yes, it is. I need to fix all of my stuff. What? Oh. Fix my top hat. Oh, you can repair those. How many modifications I can do, can I? Wait, only equip one or two? Oh, I can equip two. Durability, good chance. Plasma damage. It is using plasma. Oh, there is there. Well-being is the only one I'll do that increase. Guys, why not? Tinker! I'm going to increase the heck out of my melee weapon. The heck out of my handgun. Put a couple into our assault rifle. That way we can at least get some bang. Oh wait. Forgot about my armor. Physical armor rating +5. Yeah. Reactive kinetic. Fuel generator. Oh wait. Health drops too low. This mod makes you temporarily invulnerable in generation for time. That sounds good to me. Dialogue, leadership skills, increased melee weapons and defense skills. Tech skills. Increase melee and defense. Actual highlight range. I guess that's all I really have. So. All right. This is gonna be fun. Would you like to save? All right.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time.
Anything useful about Tartarus?
Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return.
Promise not to leave without me?
I can make the assurance that I will not leave with another captain unless you do not return within 876,541,652 hours. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed.
How long will that take?
I wager it'll take a bit longer than it takes you to lose your patience and storm out of your ship looking to get shot. To be honest, that'd make my job a lot easier. You come out, we shoot you full of holes, and then everyone goes about their day worry-free. Except you. You'll be dead.
Hey, how do I know you're a real officer under that helmet? Show me your biometric ID.
Alright. I'm feeling generous. I'm transmitting the ID of a productive, law-abiding employee, so you can see... Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the... Pay no mind to that, just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated.
Have a pleasant day.
Biometric ID received. Transferring data to
Well, that was
external
easy.
cartridge.
Now we can...
How can I be of assistance?
We have a biometric.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Groundbreaker? Let me actually create a different save file. That way, if there's any, no return even after the story. Come back to right here. Okay, so I'm trying to think. Who would I really want to... This is the first time I'm actually going to think about who I want to bring. Well, I know she increases my medicals. Felix doesn't really do much for me except for... he gets maximum persuasion, so he'll be pretty much... Increases lie. Body, she increases my engineering. How much else? I'm definitely gonna bring Vicar Mac. That way I have my hacking. Don't need my intimidating. We'll bring Vicar. And I'm thinking we'll bring Nyoka. Yeah. We have our hacking. We have a little firepower. Boost our lie too if we need it. Okay. If I had the sneak skill, then I would have brought or no, Nyoka is the one who reduces my lasers. If we manage to level up and get a perk while we're here. Come in handy. Okay. Make every footstep count.
The board will never own groundbreakers. Not while I breathe.
Okay.
Push on, Mardet.
Just a shit ton of groundbreaker cadets. In case you keep them distracted, I'm gonna walk right past you anyways. Don't take a lot away. Fine.
I'm not too keen on walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out.
Entering the labyrinth's the easy part. Making it back out. I'm still trusting your plan on that one, Captain.
Plan. Right.
Whew. We have a lot of shooting to do, Captain.
Boy. A lot of guards. Ah, I'm gonna make every step count. Never actually figure out how far this will take me. Don't mind me just breaking my legs.
Got your paperwork squared away?
Nope. What paperwork? Ain't nobody got time for that. Uh-oh. It's gonna disappear as I'm on the ladder. Shh. Just barely. Oh my god, we got here. And all of our bits are upgrading. We have 0 money. Oh well. I didn't even think about that. They literally just gave me everything before I go into the next area. Oh well. What it is.
This is like a bad dream I once had.
Yeah? Uh-oh. We might run out. Figure out. Dude.
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and fight.
Wait. What's going on?
Waste of company ammo.
The MSI. Okay. Yeah, man, I don't care about my
Everyone all right?
freaking disguise anymore. We've got fire support. Hell yeah. I'm gonna collect all the freaking ammo I can though. I have. There we go. Hello? Where's my... Well, that was pointless. God, still? Where am I... Oh, it's a freaking purpley effect. Like, where am I getting hit from? I got 32 of these things, so... I'm just gonna use them. Oh wait, my disguise recharged. Nothing. Oh.
You new here? I didn't think we were hiring more staff.
Yes. Ha ha ha. I was hired to test your security procedures. Congratulations, you passed.
Oh, that's great.
No, thank you for your vigilant service. Carry on.
Well, look who it is.
Hi.
I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. Ah, I knew I smelled Monarch when you lot walked in. The stench of sulfur, depression, and desperate bravado is unmistakable.
Keep talking, you'll be smelling iron. Ain't nobody so important I won't put a bullet in.
And the convict, the vicar. You know, most people, once they're out of prison, don't seem keen on returning.
Oh, I would go anywhere to see you fall, sir.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable.
Chairman Rockwell, I presume.
My word! You've correctly identified the most recognizable man in the colony. It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane person. Thankfully, he's our insane person now.
Please, Phineas would rather die than corporate.
Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? Fine, he isn't working for us per se. Semantics, he'll come around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man.
That crackpot is saving the frozen colonists you gave up.
Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more mouths to feed. I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you through, but it's done. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
I believe we could ask you the same.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way.
Again, we could say the same about you. You prefer to keep riding this downward spiral? I can fix this place.
If I and my people can ride it out in luxury and happiness, yes, I would. I don't know if you've noticed, Captain, but Halcyon's pretty much a lost cause.
Huh. I've already rallied Byzantium against you. It's only a matter of time.
You have? Is that what you were doing at the Ministry? Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If you survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board on your plan.
Good. Maybe some good can come out of you after all. Oh, beat it. Okay. Hang in this terminal. Okay. Cameras. I get straight with the Conde's orders. Only a few things in mind, but I don't know what to do about security. About the cameras. The security footage ain't enough. They want proper reels. What's going on? Bringing in a VIP from internal security is ramping up to start with the inconvenience. I bet the engineers have a few cameras. I'll see if I can track some down. Appreciate it if you know, or just check on our heads. No idea how tough it was getting a fucking green screen tarp. They painted it green. It's white. Nope. Hopefully we can make it.
I don't see what the fuss is about a blasted lab coat. Fugitives if you
Oh no, oh, they're shooting.
This is nice. Calm before the storm and all that.
Everything in my life has been leading up to this point. I believe I am ready for this.
Captain.
Ah. Oh.
You have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty.
Liberating Halcyon isn't a goddamn thing you can do to stop us. Sure love talking. Do they take you by the word?
Typical. Running your mouth in the middle of a crisis. The force of your personality is well documented. I simply never imagined you could turn the system upside down through charisma alone.
Hell yeah.
I should have dealt with you a long time
Sweet
ago.
Moustache.
You were always
the top
too
hat.
dangerous
I'm
to
glad I
even
found that
checked.
hat so long ago. Can we hurry along? I've got a colony to save.
Leaving you alive was my greatest mistake. But it is a mistake I intend to correct. I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Once I've secured his cooperation, I can move forward with the program. I can repair the damage you've done. I can set things right.
Don't test me, Sophia. It's bad for your health.
I'm aware of your propensity for violence. Halcyon is a bloodier place because of you. I take no pleasure in this, you know. I simply have no other option. Leaving you alive is too great a risk. Goodbye, Captain.
Wait a second. Yeah, let's talk about this.
Fair enough.
What? Really? Okay, so I was right with the persuade. The question is, do I want to do that, or... You don't want to die on Tartarus. I'm giving you one chance to walk away. Well, let's use my charm. I don't want to fight you, Sophia. You're one of the only rational people left.
Anyone with eyes can see that you're talented, Captain. I only wish you'd used your talents for good. You wander the system, doing as you please, answering to no one. Your mere existence throws Halcyon into chaos.
Oh. Halcyon is changing, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. It's time to let go.
I'm keeping this colony from falling over the edge of dissolution with my own 2 hands. And you want me to let go? No. The answer is no. You had so much potential. I would have put your talents to good use. I would have made you wealthy beyond belief.
We still work together. All I have to do is stand down.
I'm not in the business of working with my enemies, and you've made your loyalties abundantly clear. You were always an unknown variable. I tried to recruit you, but you threw your lot in with that madman, Phineas Wells.
Oh. I don't have my lie. I don't have my science. Damn it. I destroyed your experience in the ministry. Your plan's never going to work.
Yes, I'm quite aware of your brazen act of corporate vandalism. By the way, those test subjects you killed, they died in agony. My scientists assure me they can recover the data you've destroyed. You've succeeded in temporarily delaying our research.
Your scientists are lying to you. Your research is critically flawed.
That isn't true. It can't be. That experiment was absolutely essential to the program. My scientists assured me they were close to a breakthrough. They gave me...
You know I'm right. I can see it in your eyes.
Damn you. You are telling the truth. My scientists have been lying to me, and I was stupid enough to trust them at their word. We're going to have to start all over again. All that research, all those... I haven't given up on the program yet. You've caused some complications, but I can improvise. I can fix this. I haven't lost control of the labyrinth yet. Our security system is still operational. I can still put a stop to you.
Oh, yeah? Sorry, could you repeat that? I was too busy taking over your security system.
What? You can't be serious.
Oh, I am serious. I'm gonna keep you talking to buy myself some time.
Oh, for the love of the law. All right. Fine. I can see when I've been beaten. Congratulations, Captain. You've outplayed me. I accept your terms and will return Dr. Wells to your care.
Well, that was easy. Thank you. I'm glad we can settle this without island violence.
I just hope you've made the right decision. The fate of the colony is in your hands now.
Okay. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is why in any RPG, you always dump a ton of skills in speech and nonsense skills. They won't do anything for you in terms of gameplay, or in terms of combat, but they'll save your ass in every single dialogue option there is.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You must have said something to get under Akande's skin. She's gone. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind.
Getting The board never stood a chance against me.
Ah, all in a day's work.
That's why they'll never stand against the rest of the colony.
You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
I don't like the sound of that.
Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own.
Earth is only an idea to us. But that idea is the bedrock the colony is built upon. If people were to find out it's gone dark, the shock could be too much to bear.
I don't want to imagine what'll happen once news gets out. Let's just keep this between us for now. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
A lot of work ahead of us. We best get started.
Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds. And then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you.
I've got plans with the chairman in my pocket. No one's going to know I'm running the colony.
The chairman? I don't know why you let that heartless creature live, but I'll have to trust your judgment. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
All right. Chaos on Tartarus leaves board in disarray. Anarchists destroyed our utopian future.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as Halcyon began its long, arduous journey toward recovery, many of Terra 2's smaller townships started adopting MSI's alternative corporate structure, and eventually became entirely self-sufficient.
Nice.
In the coming years, many of these townships managed to eke by, where otherwise they might have starved. After returning to Edgewater, the deserters negotiated workplace reforms with Reed Thompson. including a single day of rest, which came to be known as a weekend. As the world around him changed, Thompson found himself pining for the old days. He was known to spend his weekends in the cantina, nursing one of the few remaining bottles of Zero G, and repeating to himself, "It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice." As for Adelaide McDevitt, she tended to her garden in solitude for another year before passing away. Her body was discovered some months later when Reed Thompson paid her a visit in an effort to make amends. Her remains were buried in a place of honor underneath the floor of the Edgewater Cannery. Reed believed this was what she always wanted. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence further cemented Ellie's perspective. She understood she could never truly rely on others, so she set about making sure she wouldn't have to. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own.
Nice.
She enjoyed a long and infamous career running missions across the system. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, an MSI subsidiary of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail, or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. It was widely suspected that Sophia Akande was the true power behind Chairman Rockwell. However, after the riots on Tartarus, she was never again seen in the colony. Various theories circulated as to her fate. Some believed she boarded an interstellar ship capable of journeying to a distant colony. Others believe she died trying to escape Tartarus. Some few suggest she fled to Monarch, where she continued to live among a small band of loyalists. There is another theory, which suggests that Sophia's encounter with you changed her, and she deliberately retreated from public view, but continued supporting the colony in secret. When Dr. Wells began reviving the Hope's colonists, he found himself with a sudden windfall of additional supplies and resources, courtesy of an anonymous donor. If Wells knew who his supplier was, he never told a soul. Chairman Rockwell served as the public face for the changes in Halcyon to come. Whenever you needed strings pulled or a voice to sell a policy change, Rockwell was only too happy to oblige. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived.
Damn.
Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus and made Chairman Rockwell your own puppet, a role he was all too eager to play. The colony never realized you were the true power behind the new administration. By acting vicariously through agents and third parties, you controlled Halcyon from the shadows. As a result, Halcyon survived the turbulent years that were to follow. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Woo! All right.